questions.
Tom, it seemed like I'm sorry. It seemed like an emotional win. You guys were celebrating right after the game. I mean, what was the mood in the locker room, and how cool was it to pull off this victory the way that you did?
You know, like playoff wins are tough. It's hard to get them. We didn't have much going our way to start the fourth and dug down and found a way to win in the end. A lot of tough plays, guys stepping up, you know, Cat hitting the big shots, Jalen big shots, you know, Mikhail's defense, OG's defense, Josh's hustle plays, the rebounds. We needed everybody and just find a way to win, and that's the bottom line.
I know we've seen it before, but Jalen goes to the locker room, looks like he can't stand up, and comes back and 15 points in 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. Just kind of, are you immune to it now?
Yeah, I think he changed his shoes.
Tom, the defense on Cunningham down the stretch, you get a stop on him with OG, then Mikhail forces the turnover, then another stop on him with OG. Just when you talk about the versatility from the wings on defense, is this kind of what you envision, being able to just switch and stop?
And those guys are so tough-minded, and you need that. So to have the ability, Cunningham's a great player. You need your whole team tied together on that, and you got to try to make them work. And then you got to challenge the shots, and you're going to have to fight through a million screens, and that's part of it. But to have the mental toughness to do that, play after play, it says a lot about both of those guys. And both guys, you know, Schroeder was out there too. You're dealing with him, so you have to be tied together. The bigs, you know, Cat got into the foul trouble that hurt us some. You know, I want to take a look at his drives. He's getting a lot of contact, and they're direct line drives. So I know what the rules say.
Tom, obviously a lot of focus on the fourth, but you guys came out winning all the 50-50 balls, setting the tone defensively. How'd you like the way you guys started in that first quarter? And obviously it played out.
Well, I thought we played well in the first half. You know, and the thing is, the challenge is you have to play for 48 minutes. And so I thought, you know, our ball pressure was pretty good. We challenged shots well. We rebounded pretty well in the first half, but we have to rebound better. You know, we have to prioritize that. And so, and that's the big thing for us.
How about the strip from Josh down the stretch and the defensive play that he made there?
Yeah, and that's what Josh does. You know, and they're always timely plays, whether it's an offensive rebound, a defensive rebound in traffic, a hustle play where he just comes up with a loose ball, a strip. He's everywhere, and you need that mindset. And you know, when things weren't going our way, everyone was they said, "Let's keep fighting, and you win with, you know, your toughness and your discipline." And so you got to bring that for an entire game.
Tom, there were a lot of big shots down the stretch, but can you talk about Cat's three-pointer and just like he goes back like he's going in, then it's so confident, the confidence it needs to take this.
He has tremendous confidence, and he has amazing touch, and he shoots the ball like a guard, and he's got unlimited range, and he can score off the dribble, he can score back to the basket, he can score a lot of different ways. And when he's moving around, that's usually when he's hardest to guard. And so we have to continue to search him out, and he's got to continue to move.
Tom, game 3, you guys take everything Detroit throws at you, you win the game. Same thing this afternoon. What does that tell you as a head coach about your group?
Yeah, I think, you know, mental toughness to me is having the belief that you could always do things better. And I know we have a mentally tough team, and we understand it's a big part of winning. But I think when you look at the playoffs, oftentimes you see there's a lot of one-possession games, and you don't know which one is going to be the difference. That's why every possession does matter, and that's why you should fight to win every possession. And so you get a couple stops in a row, you get a hustle play, and the next thing you're on a run. But you have to have the belief and the toughness. But I also think that the discipline has to be a priority for everybody. So I think when you're disciplined, it helps to get past distractions, and that's important for us.
Tom, 2 questions on Jalen, if I could. Nice line about the sneakers, but seriously, as he's limping off the court, do you think to
I'm
yourself,
just fighting sarcasm with sarcasm.
do you think in your mind we might have to do this without him, or?
Pardon?
No, do you think to yourself you might have to do this without him? Then when he comes back, is it past the point?
Well, I think you have to have that belief in your team, and and you never want to see any of your players get injured. And so, but things happen in a game. It could be an injury, it could be foul trouble, there could be, an illness, and the next thing you know, that next guy has to get in there and get the job done. And so I think we all have to have the belief in each other. And so you have to trust each other and you have to work together. And it's not about the individual, it's about the group. So if Jalen goes out, and we've already been through that, where he missed an extended amount of time, and we knew you're not replacing Jalen individually. You have to do it collectively. So you just do it with your defense, your rebounding, sharing the ball, and taking care of the ball. So if we do that, we have a chance to win against anybody.
Does anything he does, especially the stuff after he came back, surprise you anymore?
No, I think, and you guys have been around long enough to know, it's just he's got a great belief, and it comes from his preparation. And in the end, he's always going to figure out, okay, I can get to this, and he's got a variety of things that he can get to. And, the beauty of his game is if you watch it every night and you see, how special it is. But if you were in the gym, all the things that you see in the game, those are the exact things that he works on. And before practice, after practice, comes back at night. So when he gets into the game, his mind is already his body's already trained for it, right? And he does it at a game like speed, so he doesn't have to adjust, and that's what makes him special.
With Josh, beyond his hustle plays, he hit 3 threes today. How important is that to combat some of the stuff that the Pistons are doing on?
Yeah, I think it's huge. And he's worked a lot on his shooting. You're open, shoot it. If you're guarded, go to the next action, make a play. But he can play well, a lot of different ways. So, and nobody shoots the ball great for 82 games. So if you're not shooting great, do something else to help the team win. And there's a lot of things that you can do to help the team win.
Tom, Mikal tonight did a really good job on the possessions that he had. Cade, and he had some nice plays off the ball, some good contests at the rim. What do you feel like is working so well for him defensively right now that's kind of allowing him to affect so many plays?
I think for the entire season, I think it's been a steady climb for him. And he's always had that ability. He's always been a very good defensive player. He's got great length, anticipation, knows how to challenge a shot, can be very disruptive, can get to a second and third effort. And when you have long wings like that, I think it makes your defense a lot better. I think that's what's causing, a lot of turnovers. Is if the ball pressure is strong, right? Then we can get up into the passing lanes, and then we can get some turnovers and get into the open floor and get some easy baskets, and that'll fuel your offense.
Obviously, it's super common for throughout a playoff series, teams get to know each other better, players get to know each other better. Do you find that there are certain players who react to that to an even more extreme degree, like they start to do things instinctually in a game 4, a game 5, a game 6?
Well, I think that's the nature, of the playoffs, because you're playing, unlike college where it's one game and either you move on or you go home and there's a new opponent. NBA playoffs, you're playing the same opponent. Could be 7 times, right? And so that's why you have to have your fundamentals down, right? And that's what makes Jalen so good. He's mastered the fundamentals. So if you take something away, his counter is already ingrained in him. And so having the ability to think on your feet, to read the floor, to read the defense, that's playoff basketball. Thanks, Coach. Yep.